sad. Now here is the full TTS Ready script.
Okay, imagine this with me for a second. You've got this small church, right? Tucked away in like rural Hualien, Taiwan. We're talking maybe 50 people max. Now picture them putting out almost 10 different programs every day. And reaching people all over the world sounds, well, pretty much impossible, doesn't it? So today we're diving into this incredible story. It comes from Pastor Chang at Puji Presbyterian Church in Hualien. He talks about their project. They call it the Gospel Freezer. Started out as just a podcast back in 2022. But now it's this AI-powered YouTube machine pumping out multilingual content. The reach is just astonishing. Our mission here really is to unpack how they're doing this, especially how they're using all these free AI tools to get this unbelievable volume and global impact. And this isn't just some tech story, right? It's about what people can do. So whether you're into community stuff or how tech can actually be used on the ground, or maybe you're just curious how a small volunteer group gets this kind of power. There's definitely something here for you.
Absolutely. And what makes this so valuable is that it's coming straight from the source. Pastor Chang is very candid. He's sharing their whole journey, the strategies, the actual tools, how the team learned and grew, and their main goal, which is pretty clear: get the message out as far as possible using the lowest cost, often zero cost. It's quite the case study.
Okay, let's start at the beginning then, their humble origins. Pastor Chang said the podcast kicked off July 5th, 2022. Fast forward just over 3 years, they've got over 4,000 episodes. 4,000. That number alone, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around.
It really is. That's the first figure that makes you go, wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Lots of professional media outfits, big budgets, staff, they can't manage that kind of output. So it tells you something important right away. Size, organizational size. It's maybe not the barrier it used to be for making content.
Right. But they didn't just stick with podcasts. By March 2025, they saw video had, a wider reach. So they shifted. That's when the Gospel Freezer YouTube channel was born. And now their current routine involves uploading something like 6 YouTube videos a day. Plus, they still do their original 2 to 4 podcast episodes. So yeah, close to 10 programs daily. And that YouTube channel, just a few months old, already has nearly 700 videos. It's relentless.
Okay, so this is where we really need to dig in. How? How does a small church way out in rural Hualien, probably not rolling in cash, how do they keep up this insane pace? It's got to be more than just hard work. And this is where AI comes in, isn't it? It's a perfect example of how AI is like democratizing things, lowering the bar for creating stuff, editing, making it multilingual, sending it global. What used to need expensive gear and pro teams, now small groups can do it. If they're smart about the tools, it's a huge shift.
And one of their key strategies, the pastor really stressed this, is using as many free AI tools as they possibly can. He mentioned one called Endbook LM. Sounds like something that helps organize info, pull key points from text. They probably use it for processing sermon drafts first, getting the basics sorted.
Yeah, that sounds like a job for an LLM, a large language model. These things are great at understanding text, generating summaries, even answering questions about the data you feed them. So yeah, using it for summarizing, prepping scripts, that saves a ton of upfront work. It's like having a super fast research assistant.
And he also mentioned some kind of internal S-level subtitle translation tool, also free. The names may be just their own nickname for it, but the point is zero cost. And he said their guiding principle, their mantra is lowest cost for maximum effect. Boy, compel. That whole philosophy seems to drive everything they do. Very resourceful.
That free first approach, it's really interesting when you think about it. Yeah, okay, on the surface, it's saving money. It makes sense for a small group. But maybe there's something deeper, like a belief that the message itself shouldn't be locked behind a paywall, that knowledge should be free.
And get this, they really lean into that. They emphasize all content is free. No memberships, no ads. They don't even take donations. It's totally open sharing, which is, wow, pretty radical actually, a complete nonprofit mindset.
It is impressive, that commitment to free access, but you do have to ask about the practical side, like how sustainable is relying only on free tools? Because free services, they can change their rules, right? Or suddenly start charging, or just disappear. What happens then? If a key tool vanishes, their whole system could wobble. It's like building your house on, rented land, a bit risky long term. And then there's the other thing, limitations. Free tools usually aren't as powerful as paid ones. Maybe the free translator is slower or has word counts. Free video editors might stick a watermark on or limit the quality. You usually trade features for cost.
That's a really fair point. How do they actually manage those limits? The pastor didn't spell out every workaround, but that lowest cost, maximum effect idea suggests they're probably pretty flexible. I imagine they have to be constantly testing things, ready to swap tools if one stops working or changes. Maybe using multiple free options for the same task, just in case.
Yeah, that sounds plausible. Optimizing within constraints. It's smart. But it's not just the tools, is it? The content itself is quite diverse, too.
Oh yeah, definitely. They've got your traditional sermon recording, sure, but also systematic theology lessons, life testimonies, personal stories from members, and daily morning devotionals, too. So it kind of covers the whole spectrum of faith life.
And that mix is clever. It means they can reach different people with different needs. Some want deep doctrine, some want relatable stories, others just need that daily spiritual pick-me-up. Shows they really understand their audience. That's key for engagement.
And then there's the language barrier, or how they're smashing through it. So their main stuff is Mandarin, obviously, but they also do programs in Taiwanese for the local community. And Pastor Chien mentioned Kai Gang, which sounds like Hakka, another major language there. So they're covering their bases locally, but then they go global, subtitles in English. And get this, they even generate English audio, like actual English voiceovers for the videos.
Okay. So that's how AI really multiplies their reach. Connect that back to the goal of reaching everyone. The strategy clicks into place. They're using machine translation for the text, the subtitles. Then AI text-to-speech, TTS, for the English voiceovers. It means content that was just for Chinese speakers can suddenly reach this huge global English audience. Super efficient cross-cultural communication. That little candlelight suddenly shines much further.
It sounds amazing, that kind of reach, but
Yeah.
are there potential pitfalls? You know, when you use AI for really delicate stuff like faith or religion, what about translation accuracy?
Yeah.
Or getting the emotion right?
Yeah, that's a huge challenge, actually. And a really important point. Think about words like grace or Holy Spirit, redemption. These aren't just words. They carry immense theological weight and cultural baggage. Current AI translation, you might find a literal match, but capturing that deep meaning, that resonance within a faith context, that's really, really hard. There's often translation loss. The essence gets watered down. And then there's the emotion aspect you mentioned. Sermons, testimonies, are full of feeling. Tone, inflection, cultural nuances, and how things are said. AI voices are getting better, sharper, fluid, but mimicking genuine human emotion. The subtleties, they're still quite limited. A flat AI voice could easily weaken the impact of connection. Faith often relies on that emotional trust. It's a constant balancing act for them, I guess, reach versus depth.
Yeah, a real tightrope walk. But you know, the impact isn't just on the audience. Pastor Chang shared some feedback from the team members themselves, and it's pretty powerful. Shows how the project changed them. Like, one person said they had zero clue about making videos before. None. But through doing this, they totally got it. Like a light bulb went on about how to think about and make video content.
Classic learning by doing. And they're picking up skills, narrative, visual communication that are just vital today. Skills they might not get elsewhere.
Another person felt that just being involved with the multilingual side, the global reach, it really broadened their horizons, made them feel less isolated, less stuck in their local bubble.
Right, that's the psychological boost of tech empowerment. It breaks down those mental walls of geography, connects them to something bigger, right from Hualien.
And yeah, lots of them mentioned their AI skills just shot out. Someone also talked about the teamwork aspect. Many are volunteers, right? Jobs, families. There are times all over the place. Hard to get everyone together. But they figured out how to split tasks, coordinate online, and still get their parts done reliably. That sounds like a real management feat for volunteers.
That's a super interesting point. It really highlights how important asynchronous collaboration is now. Working together effectively, even when you're not online at the same time. They seem to have stumbled onto, or maybe designed, a way of working that fits a volunteer model perfectly. That's an innovation in itself. And naturally, working side by side like that, even virtually, builds team spirit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But maybe the most striking bit of feedback. One member said doing this project made them more focused, more self-disciplined. They admitted they used to procrastinate, miss deadlines. But this experience helped break that old habit. So the project wasn't just making content, it was like personal training too.
Exactly. That gets to the deeper value, beyond just the tech. This isn't just a media factory. It's clearly also a learning hub, a place to grow skills, a focus for shared purpose. And yeah, even a space for personal character development. Most probably doesn't start with video or AI skills, but by actually doing it, solving problems, hitting goals. They learn the skills, gain confidence, responsibility, and yeah, maybe even change old habits. It's quite holistic.
So the tech gives them the tools.
Yeah.
But it really sounds like the people are the magic ingredient making it all work.
That's the heart of it, I think. Technology opens the door, creates the possibility, what drives it, what makes it succeed and have all these spin-off benefits. That's the dedication, the learning attitude, the teamwork, the human spirit behind it. It really makes you think about how vital these kinds of community projects are. Clear goals, empowering people with real skills, a sense of accomplishment. It fosters growth way beyond just the project's output.
And speaking of that drive, Pastor Ken talked a lot about their core mission, their why. He put it simply, their goal is to be evangelistic warriors. Especially now, post-pandemic, with AI changing everything, they feel their core message, the gospel. That's the constant. That doesn't change.
That frames their view of technology perfectly. Embrace the tools, use them, but never lose sight of the core values. AI is the how, not the what. Very clear strategy.
He used this analogy, it really stuck with me. He described their church, small, remember, 50 people, rural Walian, as a small candlelight. But, he said, even a tiny candlelight can still shine in the darkness. It can light the way for people who need it.
That's powerful. It says so much about how they see themselves, their sense of mission, and it explains why they're willing to put in so much effort, so much time, basically for free. The why is everything here. You can really feel it in how he talks. It's driven by their faith, serving God, reaching people, sharing what they believe is true.
Yeah. And he made sure to thank the volunteers over and over, said without their selfless work, none of it happens.
Right, so you've got this strong mission, this dedication, this culture of valuing the volunteers that creates a really powerful, supportive environment. That's how they sustain this intense output, this global reach at basically no cost. It's more than just project management. It feels like a movement, really, fueled by belief.
Okay, so let's try and wrap our heads around this. To sum up, we've got this tiny rural church, maybe 50 people. They cleverly use free AI tools to make a ton of multilingual content every day, and they give it all away, free, to anyone in the world. It's quite a phenomenon when you lay it out like that.
It really is. And if you wanted to boil down the success factors, you could probably point to four main things. One, grabbing onto free tech. They saw the potential and ran with it, smashing cost barriers. Two, a super efficient production system. We don't know every detail, but it must be incredibly streamlined. Three, mobilizing that volunteer team, getting people involved, keeping them motivated, learning together. That's huge. And four, the most crucial bit, that incredibly strong sense of mission driven by their faith. That's the engine. Put those four together. Yeah, it's a really unique and fascinating case study for our times. How to blend resources, community, and create impact. Lots to learn there.
Absolutely. We hope listening to this deep dive maybe sparks some ideas for you. Perhaps you're involved in a community project, thinking about how to stretch limited resources. Or maybe wondering how new tech could shake things up in your own field, break some old limits. Or maybe you're just fascinated by stories where a small group of volunteers create something with massive energy. The Puji Church example really shows, doesn't it? Even starting small, with not much money. If you have a clear goal, a smart plan, the right tools, and dedicated people, you can make a difference way bigger than you'd expect. And maybe just one final thought to leave you with. A bigger question, perhaps. If a small, resource-limited group like Puji Church can use today's AI tools, even the free ones, to get global reach, that was unthinkable just years ago. What other barriers we just accept today? Language, cost, technical skill, even distance. What else might just crumble as AI gets better, cheaper, easier to